Okay, call the special meeting of the Morrow County Commission to order, and we'll start Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the
United States
of America, and to the republic
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation under God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty
and
and justice for all.
Okay. Next, first item, we have our public comments. Is there anybody in the room that would like to make a public comment? Is there anybody on Zoom who would like to make a public comment? Okay, hearing none, then we will go into number 3, consideration and adoption of agenda. Do I hear a motion for that?
I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
A second. Okay, moved and seconded for the discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, business items. Consideration to approve initial project list for capital improvement plans. Matt, that's yours.
Yes, sir. Chair and Commissioner Peterson, we have an action item as follow-up to the work session on December 17th, 2025, where you discussed 30 capital projects, and we looked at 15 for finalization on to include for the next 5 years. There is one item that was just brought up to my attention, and there's funding that's been set aside, several $100,000 for the replacement of the county museum, and the Heppner Library and Morrow County Historical Museum roof replacement in Heppner. And so we'd like to add that to the list. It was set up and was anticipated to be completed in 2027. We'd like to just include that as part of our CIP process to do that. So that would be an addition of one project on there. I can share the list on there if you'd like. It's in the packet. How would you like me to share it, Chair?
No, I don't need it.
Okay.
I've looked it over a bunch of times.
So as part of this, if we could add the Heppner Library / Historical Museum roof on that, and the amount that we were looking at was we've accumulated 300,000. I don't have a price on that project, but I think it's worthy. It's in the past we've had some leaking issues, and so we'd like to just amend to add that, so there would be actually 15 projects on the list, and we can proceed with the contractor getting quotes and estimates and preparing the CIP plan for us based on those 15 projects.
Okay. Gus, since you're on that committee, I guess you'd be the one to initially answer that. Do you have a problem with putting the library on there?
I don't, particularly because we have funding for it. I think that makes sense to include it so that we're acknowledging that it's something we intend to do. So,
okay. I guess my other question is, I know we had the work session and refresh my memory. Kevin, do you have any comments you want to put in on this before we start the process, or the committee starts the process of refining this all down and putting in the heavy lifting? Did you have anything you wanted to say about budgeting or financing and anything? Maybe you can't hear me. Okay. Okay.
He's on a phone call. He's double timing this, so he's following along, but he's on a phone call for ERP.
Multitasking, okay. My only other comment was under this, excuse me, under the suggested motion, would it be feasible or correct for us to add to that that's subject to individual project budget approval? Or I don't want it to make it sound like we're definitely approving these projects. We're approving them contingently. So
I mean, as I understand it, we're approving a plan. We're not approving we are doing all of these things, but this is our target goal. And I think that it is as it is, we're safe enough. We're not saying we will, no matter what, do these things. We're saying this is our plan for what we would like to accomplish.
Okay,
And this isn't, and we're not adopting the plan yet. That would be in the February meeting. And so this is just more or less based on the policy that was adopted. The board approves the initial list of projects so we can prepare the plan for consideration.
okay. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure we don't have somebody come in later, whose project is on there and says, hey, you guys approved this.
Yeah.
You know, when it budgetarily, it does not work, so
And
that was why I brought that up.
yeah, and even with the
I
adoption,
understand it's a plan,
yeah.
so. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions about,
Kevin's got his hand raised.
what's that?
Kevin has his hand raised.
Oh, there's Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kevin, you gotta say that.
Yeah, I apologize. I was on another phone call. I wanted to make sure I answered it. It's on Chair Sykes. It sounded like you maybe had a question directed at me.
Yeah, I had a question. I just wanted you, I know we had the work session and you were there and everything, and you know, that might have slipped my mind, but was there any thoughts or anything you had from a budget, from a finance or budgetary position about this moving forward that you wanted to express?
I don't believe so at this point. Just a just a comment on um, the once the ultimate once the final plan is adopted. um, It's kind of like, any of our staffing changes and FTE requests. Those are, those are the guardrails or the guidance that I take into consideration when I'm preparing the budget. And, I prioritize projects based on timing and fund availability and whatnot, and based on how they're prioritized by the Board of Commissioners. So, really like, to reiterate what Matt said, you're approving the ultimately not here, but ultimately you'll be approving a plan, and then would incorporate that, based on into the budget, and propose that to the budget committee, and through that whole process, based on what the ultimate funding requirements and resources are for those.
All right, thank you.
Looks great
Okay,
wherever
yeah,
you are, Kevin.
What's that?
It's bright and sunny.
Uh-huh.
Okay, any other comments? All right. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I move to approve the initial project list with the addition of the Heppner Library / County Museum roofing project. So bringing the initial project list up to 15 projects for inclusion in the 5-year capital improvement plan.
I'll second. Further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Okay. Next, item is. Is our update on the CFA for funding community mental health programs. Now that's yours.
Yes, we just wanted to give you an update on this. The CFA is the major funding device for the county's community mental health programs, which we contract with Community Counseling Solutions historically. We've went back and forth. It's usually set up on a biannual contract that this last one would have expired June 30th, 2025, because of ongoing negotiations and debates on some liability exposures that the counties would have to assume. There was an extension that was granted to December 31st, 2025. Right before Christmas, we received word that that they had gotten through and gotten the language mostly acceptable, and that they would be sending out contracts to effectively have a CFA contract that would go from January 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. So only an 18-month contract. We have not received that yet, and there are a couple items that we have to take care of, but we have an opportunity, and the state has said that any services that are rendered between January 1st, 2026 and when the county adopts will be retroactively covered. And so CCS is not exposed on that. One of the things that we have to do with the plan is to adopt the local plan. This has been prepared by CCS already. They've sent out a copy of that, and I believe Chair Sykes had mentioned wanting to meet with Kimberly Lindsay and just kind of review that. Adopting the local plan is part of the equation. The state has approved the local plan as is, but if the BOC would like to adopt that, we can put that on for consideration. After that, once we've received the CFAA contract, we would need to approve that contract to effectively secure the funding for such. As we go through, because of the uncertainty of when this contract would be adopted, that we had not done an RFP. CCS is the only provider in our county that provides these services, and we previously had done a sole source for some other services, including the deflection program and such. And so we would propose doing a sole source determination, which would include a notice item in media to make sure if anybody else was interested in it, and we could then do the sole source determination for CCS. We anticipate this to occur no earlier than the January 21st meeting for the BOC, but we wanted to give you an update on that. I have reached out to Kimberly Lindsay, let her know what our staff plans and determinations were to be on that, and she's okay with that and is ready to come in and answer any questions that the board might have of that process. And so we're shooting for January 21st. We have county council reviewing the contract, just make sure things are going well. But as I said, we do not have the finalized contract specifically for Morrow County. We have the boilerplate, but we don't have the contract with all the specific numbers for Morrow County received at this time. With that, we just wanted to give you an update just in case anybody throws a flag and asks you about that, and so that you can be aware of it, that we are working on it, that CCS is covered, anticipated to be covered as we work towards this contract. The county will not be lacking community mental health programs from January 1st until we do this contract. With that,
Okay.
wanted to see if there's any questions from the board on that.
Yeah, okay, so this is just basically an informational meeting today, not a time to approve or lock anything in.
No, not at this time, because we don't have the finalized items, and
Right.
so yes.
And
Okay.
Matt, is that on the state's end correct that they haven't sent it over?
Yeah, I haven't received the finalized copy, and so I think they let us know right before the Christmas break. I think with the Christmas holiday that just people are gone, and so some people just have to get back in the office and plug those into the boilerplate and send them out to us.
Okay. Well, it seems like we're in a
Okay, any
relatively
other
good spot.
questions? No, I guess that concludes our meeting. Unless there's any other business. All right, call this meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.